Hi guys, welcome to our channel Swipe to Learn. Today we are back with another video in our channel. We'll be discussing about the data definition language commands in this video. So as you all know, in the previous video we have discussed about the different types of SQL commands. In this video we'll be coming with an overview about the DDL data definition language commands. So the DDL commands, as you all see, those are the changes that created for the table, altering and deleting. These commands are the auto committed. That means they save all the changes permanently. So it affects the structure of the database. And we have seen the different kinds of commands in the DDL, such as create, alter, truncate, drop, rename, etc. So we'll be discussing about each of the command in detail. So as you all know, let's see about the first command, that is the create. Create is used to create a database or create a table in the command prompt or in an SQL. So the first create command, the syntax follows create database DB name. If say I create database name sample, it creates the database name sample. So it's a just simple database. It allocates some space and creates the database. So if I need to use this database sample, I can write the command use sample. So this is how the database is created. It's the simple query like create db name. To use it, you can write use and db name. So this is the syntax for creating and using the database. In the same way, we can also create a table with the help of the create column. We can specify the names, data types, and the various columns and create in the particular database. So the syntax follows like this. So create table, table name. This the table name is your own. Create table name and followed by the parenthesis and giving the column name, your data type, your column names and your data types. See, for example, I need to create a table name student with the columns. It's the student ID, the name, and the age. So my syntax follows as like this: create table student ID int is the data type here, and for the name I'm taking the data type as varchar 100, and for the age I'm taking int. So this creates a table. We can also create. So this creates a table. So if you want to know about the structure of the table, you can use the command, the prompt like DESC, like the description of your table name, DESC of student, then it will give you the tabular column representing your column names and their data types individually, like a student, it's of ID of which data type, name of which data type, like that it will provide you an overview. So this is how the create table is created. Now you can use different types of data types like int, it is used for columns which stored only integer values, float which stores float values, double for the storing also float values, and varchar is used for the strings, and char is used for columns which store character like the single character values. Say for example, you are taking for the gender you'll take a single character, right, for fm, like that. For the date, you can use this date data type to store the date values. Text is used to store text like a long form of the text. So these are the different types of the data types you can use while creating the table. So now the alter command is used to the change the table structure, like adding a new column or renaming an existing column, or changing data types of any column, modifying its size, dropping a column. These are all the different functionalities that you can help by using the alter command. So to add a column, the syntax follows like this: alter table, table name, add column name and the data type. So this is the same: alter table, table name, and add whatever column name. So I'm adding an address in of type varchar 200 into my student table. So I have the columns now as student ID, name, age, and the address. I can check with the DESC to find the different all the columns now. So now to add multiple columns, I can just follow like the create table syntax. I'm just writing alter table table name, add, I'm adding the columns and follow with all the column names. You can add n number of columns. So for example, adding the father name, mother name, and their date of birth also. So now you can have this complete syntax, like where you have DOB, everything. So whenever you check with again with the DESE, the description of the table, then you will get the all the data types, all the column names of the table. So with this, I have added a single column named address and added multiple columns, father name, mother name with the help of alter command. Now we are going to add a column with the default value. Say suppose I have a column name called joining date or a start date of the course. So the start date of the course will be the same for each and every. So I don't want to manually enter all the values, the same value each and every time I am inserting 100 values. So I'll keep a default value. So with this, we can use the syntax alter table, table name, add column name and your data type and specifying the default keyword. It specifies the default value and you can give your own value. Say I have alter table student, add DOB. For this DOB column, the data type is date and I am adding the default value as 1 Jan 99. This is how you can add the default column. And for modification of a column, you can use the name modify here, alter table, table name, modify, and your column name and the data type. Say I have an address varchar of 200, now it is 300. I am modifying the data type. You can also modifying the data type size. Like that, you can use modify command. And for the rename, it's same. Alter table, table name. Use the keyword rename. Rename the old column name to the new column name. So I want to rename my column as address to location. I can just simply write alter table student. Rename the address, your old column name to a new column name to location. Whatever changes you perform in this DDL, you can always check with the command DESC of the table name. And then to drop a column, you can just say drop of column name. It removes the column from your table. And the next is the truncate command. It removes all the records from the table, but it will not destroy the table structures. So whenever you use the syntax is same. Truncate table, table name. You can just write this. So if I truncate table student, like my table structure, the space will be there, but my table data will be lost. Okay, so if I again after using performing this command truncate table table name and with the DES student, I'll have as a student, but with the in the description it will be entirely the structure is there, but the data is not. So you'll get the null values. So this is how you work with the truncate command. And the drop command is used to remove a complete table from the database. It not only removes the data but also destroy the table structure. So the uh, syntax is the same. Drop table, table name. So you can also drop a database by using the drop database followed by the database name. So the difference between the truncate and the drop is truncate is used to hold the structure but only destroys the data. But the drop is used to destroy both the table structure and the data stored in it. And the rename, and you can also use the rename alone command instead of using it in the alter command. You can just say rename command as rename table, old table name to the new table name for renaming an existing table. So I want to rename my original table student to students info. I can follow this command as rename table student to student info. This is how this rename table works. Congratulations. Now we'll be moving into the next commands in the further videos. Thank you guys. Keep watching.